host, Jonathan Sellers, and as always, by my side is the Director of Athletics, John Hartwell. And John, another game coming down to the wire for the Troy football team, and this one they just happened to pull it out, this time with the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, our game Saturday in Bowling Green against Western Kentucky was one of those that you won't forget anytime soon, because down 20-10 at halftime, you can't give enough credit, one, to the perseverance of our team for staying in there, but certainly to the guys on the defensive side of the ball, both our players and coaching staff, because great adjustments at halftime.
Right.
And just a great team effort to come out with the victory. Again, it came down to the final, I guess, minute and 20 some odd seconds left. It was a little nicer, at least, to go into the victory formation there the last 2 or 3 snaps of the game. But a great win on the road, the second consecutive road conference win, and gets us to 3-1 in the league now, 5-3 overall. And the only thing is, not a whole lot of time to rest on your laurels, because a very short week this week. Thursday night, Halloween night, national television audience with ESPNU, and our guys, while they enjoyed the victory on the bus ride home, knew once they got off the bus early Sunday morning that it was time to start focusing on Louisiana Monroe.
As you said, Louisiana Monroe on Thursday, and we're 3-1 in the Sun Belt. The leader is Lafayette right now. We'll play them the following week. So basically, we have to win if we still want a chance to the Sun Belt Championship.
Well, on the one side, you do have to win, but on the other side, we control our own destiny. You find a way, because Arkansas State has 2 conference losses now. You find a way to win out in the league, which it's easier said than done,
right.
But take it 1 week at a time. Monroe this Thursday night at Lafayette, the following Thursday night, and then to close out the regular season back home on November 29th against Texas State. So, if we run the table in the league, we're conference champions, and that conversation is alive and well amongst our players. In fact, again, as we got into the fourth quarter Saturday in Bowling Green, and the one thing I really like about this team is the cohesiveness and the senior leadership. And we had guys on the sideline saying, "Hey, we're playing for a championship," and they rose the caliber of their play, and I'm looking forward to Thursday night. There's going to be a lot of excitement in the air, not just for Halloween purposes either.
But hearing that about playing for a championship, it just sounds good to Troy fans' ears. After having won those 5 in a row, and then in 2011, 2012, some down years from what Troy fans were used to, now being back to that level, it feels good.
Yeah, it really does, and you can see this team grow and get better every week, which I think is one of the encouraging things, because I really don't, although the defense certainly played their best half of football in the second half Saturday, as a total team effort, I think we've only scratched the surface really on what the capabilities of this team is.
Well, hopefully we'll see that Thursday night, and let's talk a little bit about Thursday night. As you said, ULM here at home, Halloween, national TV, just a lot surrounding this game.
Yeah, very excited about it. The opportunity for us not just to showcase our football team, but to showcase our campus and our university to a national television audience. We've got several promotions going on. It will be our military appreciation game, so we'll have a pre-game salute to our military folks, encouraging all of our active duty, retired, National Guard folks from all over the region to come to the game. We've got specials for them. Certainly faculty and staff appreciation evening. We've got I think you can get a 4-pack for your family for a total of $16, so $4 a ticket. We've got trick-or-treating for the kids, obviously Halloween night. We've got trick-or-treating on Tailgate Terrace from 4:30 to 6. Prior to the game kickoff, I think is 6:32 for television. We've also got the Trojan Walk, which will be at 4:15. Dr. Hawkins and the university have been kind enough for those folks who are going to the game to be excused from work at 3:30 so they can go home, get dressed, get on their Halloween garb or their Trojan garb, and get their kids dressed up to come trick-or-treat and Tailgate Terrace. Any child 12 or under who's dressed up for Halloween gets free admission. So we've got a lot of promotions going on. Certainly the focal point is the actual game, though. And we do have a surprise in store for the uniform. And, all I can say is if you get there in time for the Trojan Walk at 4:15, you're going to see something a little different, and that will be a sneak peek kind of what you'll see when our players come out dressed in their uniforms for the game. But I promise it will be as advertised. It is outstanding.
All right, so fans, if you're there at Trojan Walk, just keep your eyes open. Just try to pay attention to what's going on. But actually, some of the festivities begin Wednesday night. The pep rally is actually going to be up on Sorority Hill with the bonfire. Right.
We actually have, like you said, a bonfire. I believe that starts at 5:30. We'll have the pep rally, have our senior players there, have Coach Blakeney there to address the crowd with the pep rally. And then following the pep rally, we will have trick-or-treating, or the sororities will have trick-or-treating for the kids there. So really a two-night opportunity for the trick-or-treaters out there. First Wednesday night on Sorority Hill, and then certainly on Thursday night, Tailgate Terrace prior to the game. Now, the people that are going to be doing the giving away the candy at Tailgate Terrace is going to be the athletes, some of the athletes from all the different teams, right? Yes, we've got every one of our teams with the exception of football, because obviously they'll be busy, but each individual sport will have a tent set up. I think most of our student athletes are dressing up and really looking forward to it, and like you say, handing out candy to the kids. I know some of the other regular tents up there on Tailgate Terrace, including our football coaches' wives, are going to have some goodies for the kids too. So a great atmosphere. We'll have our regular game day jump castle and stuff in the outfield for baseball. So a great opportunity in a controlled and safe environment for folks to bring out their kids to have a great time pre-game while mom and dad and older sister and brother are making tailgate there for a little while. And certainly by cutting that off at 6 o'clock, we want people in the stadium early to cheer on the Trojans to what we hope is going to be victory number 6, which the significance of that certainly gains you bowl eligibility. Exactly right. And you said the players won't be giving out treats up at Tailgate Terrace, but maybe a treat with a victory at the end of the day on Thursday. Well, let's talk a little bit about some other stuff going on. Cross country has a big weekend here at home as well. Sure. We're very excited to be hosting the Sun Belt Conference Cross Country Championships. It'll kick off Friday evening with a banquet for all of the student athletes participating, followed by Saturday's races. The women's championship race starts at 10 o'clock, and then the men's championship race will be at 11. And, I know Coach Jill Lancaster and our entire track and field staff have been working very hard in preparation for this event, and, we're really looking forward to it, and certainly would encourage folks to come out and cheer. I'm not saying you've got to go run the course with our student athletes, but certainly if you can be there at the start line to send them off, and at the finish line, which is close by there to the start line, to cheer them in to finish. So we're excited about that, and just part of a very busy Saturday. Even though we don't have a football game Saturday, it's a very busy Saturday for us. Well, we'll go ahead and get to that. The basketball teams have busy weeks. They both play exhibitions. The women actually played Monday night with a big win, and you got to be there for that one. Yeah, our women opened exhibition play last night against the University of West Florida and had an outstanding effort. I tell you, it's a whole different look than last year. You've still got the fast-paced action, but more horses, if you will, this year for Coach Shanda Rigby. More players, and she's very excited about that, because the ability to press, you talk about pressing teams that you think of from history, and certainly Coach Nolan Richardson in Arkansas, I think they used to call it 40 minutes of hell. Well, Coach Shanda Rigby, in the way she likes to force the pressure on defense, create turnovers, and that leads to start the offense. It's going to be a very exciting year for women's basketball. And tonight, our men open play, exhibition play, playing Victory, and I think Victory played Auburn last night, traveling down to Troy today. So it'll be an opportunity to see Coach Phil Cunningham, not in his regular season debut, but in his actual game debut, and a lot of excitement surrounding that as well. Both those teams actually open regular season play on a week from Friday on November 8th. I believe our women are at Alabama State, and the men open in Oxford against Ole Miss.
And that'll be a big one in Oxford. But they also have a chance to get to meet the players this coming up Saturday.
Sure, you're exactly right. I think from 1 o'clock till 2 o'clock on Saturday in the arena will be Meet the Trojans, both men's and women's basketball. And then certainly right after that, an opportunity for the ladies, Trojan fans out there, to participate in Basketball 101, which is the second in a series. We had Football 101 back during the summer, but both our men's and women's basketball staffs and some of our student athletes are going to be involved in that. It's walk-up registration if you want. You can register in advance online through our website, but those folks who did not plan in advance and decide on the spur of the moment they want to participate in Basketball 101, you can walk up. I think it's a $25 charge. You get a shirt, some time to spend with our coaching staff, learn some of the philosophies about basketball, and then it will close out with a reception and happy hour at the end of the event.
Okay, and you said that's going to be a series of events. They already had the football, so there's going to be more to come of those?
Sure, we're looking toward the spring to have a combined baseball and softball event too. So, the reception of the football event went so well, and we've had great early registration for the basketball event. We look to do spring one with baseball and softball as well. All
right, very good. Well, the soccer team wrapped up their regular season last weekend and had a big, it was a tie, but it was big in its result, and they're going to be going to the conference tournament next week.
Absolutely. Closed out regular season play Sunday at Louisiana Lafayette, and Lafayette was playing for an outright Sun Belt Conference title. We did not come away with the win, but a 0-0 tie that allowed us, one, to keep Lafayette from winning the championship, and two, allowed us to finish in a tie for fourth place. So regular season ends. We go to postseason to the tournament by tiebreaker, even though we finished in a tie for fourth. We're the fifth seed in the tournament, and we'll actually play the 4 seed, which is Texas State, and they will be hosting the tournament in San Marcos. So our women will play Texas State a week from tomorrow on Wednesday at 7 p.m. In San Marcos. So, a nice finish to the regular season for Coach Bentley and their team, and they're very confident. They feel the seeding in the tournament that they could make a run in that tournament.
All right, before we wrap up, let's just talk about facility upgrades real quick. The softball team, if you've driven down Elm Street recently, you've seen just a bunch of stuff going on over there, and as well as the golf course, it looks like it's near completion as well.
A lot of work, like you say, going on in softball, and a credit to Whaley Construction, who is our contractor on that project. We did not think initially, after the bids were open, we got in the process that this project could be complete, 100% complete, for that February 7th opening game against Auburn in softball. But with progress right now, and I don't have any wood to knock on here, the whole thing could be complete by then. They've really gotten a break from a weather standpoint. All the materials have come in on time, and they've done an outstanding job of keeping the pressure on with construction. And we hope to have that 100% complete. Certainly it will be complete enough to play when we host Auburn to open the season on February 7th. You mentioned golf. Some of our players have been out there on the main tee box area close to the corner of George Wallace and Elm, and have been hitting up into the practice area. Okay. But as far as opening the entire thing, we're hoping the end of next week. Certainly the cross-country meet will be run on a portion of the course, but we hope within the next 10 days to allow our players to all areas of that. We actually have a meeting this afternoon with the architects on the building portion, which will go at the corner of George Wallace and Elm, and hope to get construction underway here in the next couple of months on that as well.
Excited to see all that. And one more time, Thursday night, give us the time.
Sure, 6:32 kickoff, 4:15 Trojan walk. Want folks to be there. They're going to see a sneak preview of what's to come with the uniform Thursday. Trick-or-treating for the kids from 4:30 till 6 o'clock. So a lot of activities building up to the kickoff of the Troy ULM football game.
All right, well, we're looking forward to it, and hopefully there's going to be a big crowd out there to cheer on the Trojans.
Great. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you. And stay tuned for more coming up on It's Tea Time. Welcome back to It's Tea Time, and the soccer team will be leaving next week to go to the Sun Belt Championships over in San Marcos, Texas. It's Texas State, and joined now by the coach of the soccer team, is Chris Bentley. And Coach, a good weekend for your team is you got to win at ULM or at home against ULM, and then played ULL to a draw.
Yep. Well, of course, getting the win against La Monroe is important going forward. It wasn't our best team performance, but at the same time, the girls did what they needed to get a good result, especially at home. To get that out of our way was really important. Moving into Sunday, we had a ton of things kind of going against us in a way. Lafayette was playing for a share of the conference championship. It was their senior day, and they're playing at home. So we had a lot of things that were tough as is to go into the game. But the girls showed a ton of resilience, played very well, even had our chances to win the game in the last couple minutes. So a couple chances, actually. So, I mean, to be fair, we really had a chance to come out of there winning the game. We were unlucky kind of not to. But at the same time, I think it was a great game to kind of cap off our conference season in that sense.
Right, and it was actually your third straight shutout. I mean, and despite you didn't win that one, to get 3 shutouts in a row has got to be big for momentum going into the conference tournament.
Yeah. I mean, from our point of view in conference, this has certainly been our lowest goals against average. We've only conceded 5 goals all conference season, so that's a new program record. We've lost just a couple 1-goal games here or there that could have gone either way. Right. So the way we're really looking at this is, in a way, is that even though we finished for tying the 4th in the conference standings, which is a program record, it's almost disappointing. And I'd be lying if I didn't say that, or I'd be lying really if I said that we weren't happy with it. I think that the reality is that we are happy, but at the same time, we could have done so much better. So it's a frustrating thing.
Now, is this the most parity you've seen in the Sun Belt since we've been in it?
Absolutely. I think, every team in there, whether that was a conference champion or not, Western Kentucky lost a couple games this year, one to Ark State and one to Georgia State. So to put it in perspective, we had beat Ark State up and down the field while they were here in a very good game, and then lost to Georgia State on the road. So it gives you an idea of kind of how back and forth the conference has been, and they're our conference champions. So not to mention the fact that our 8th seed took Western Kentucky down to the wire and only lost to Western Kentucky 1-0. Wow. So it's been a very close conference for sure. We were separated really by a couple goals, honestly, between all the way down to 7th position. And there was a way mathematically that we could have finished 7th, or finishing potentially 2nd this last weekend in that last game. So there's a lot riding on the game against ULL for sure.
And talk about, going into the Sun Belt Conference Championships, it's got to be exciting that there's that much parity. I mean, it really gives anybody a chance to win the tournament, and you're going to be facing the host team, so you got that going against you, but facing the host team, Texas State, on Wednesday. Yeah,
we like where we are, though. Texas State was a game that we didn't really play well in. We weren't happy coming out of it. It was probably a little bit of jitters going in the first conference game, whatever it was. So I think that's a game that we're happy to have back. It is at their place, but it's under the lights. The girls love doing that, and I think it's going to be a great atmosphere. All the games will have been played, so we'll know who our potential opponent is too. So there's a lot of perks and things with playing the night game and playing against a host team. It is harder in front of their home fans, but once we weather that storm a little bit, I think we'll be fine. And I think it's going to be a great game. So we're just focused on them. And
when will y'all go out there, and will there be a banquet beforehand?
Yeah, you travel out on the Tuesday. That does make things a little bit challenging. That's part of the conference rule because of the long week.
Right.
We have to go there on the Tuesday, get up there, we'll do a little walkthrough if we can, depending on flights, and hopefully they all pan out right. And then right away to a banquet that night. They'll do all their all-conference presentations and things like that. And hopefully we'll have a couple girls that are honored there. I think they've earned their way on that too.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck coming up next weekend, and we'll all be pulling for you.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned for more coming up on It's Tea Time. Welcome back to It's Tea Time, and it's going to be a big weekend for the cross-country team, and we're going to speak with the head coach of the cross-country team right now, and that's Jeff Jenkins. And Coach, as I said, big weekend for y'all, the Sun Belt Championships here at home. You've got to be excited about that.
I'm very excited. It's what we've been training for all year. This is the big meet. This is a good opportunity to gauge ourselves, and at the end of the day, we're all gunning for that Bubas Cup overall athletics, and so the higher we finish, the more points we score, and the better we do for that. Everybody's looking great in the training, and it's time to actually gear up and race on Saturday.
And so just give us a preview of the meet. Where is it going to start? What's the course going to be?
Okay, the start time, the first gun goes off at 10 o'clock, and that'll be the women's 5K race. There will be a lot of stuff going on around 9:30, so if people want to come out and watch. It's at the practice football fields right next to Trojan Arena. You can't miss it. If you drive down George Wallace, you'll see all the logos painted out there, the lines painted, the chute is built, the finish line is built up. It looks really great out there. It looks like a championship caliber meet right now. Everything will be set up on Friday and ready to go. Teams will be rolling in on Thursday and then warming up on the course on Friday, and everything will get ready to go. Friday evening, we'll have our banquet in Trojan Center at 6 o'clock. Immediately following the women's race, the men's race will go at 11 a.m., so an hour after that, and that'll be an 8K race. We're expecting to see some good things.
Now, we've talked a lot about our team all year on It's Tea Time. Who are some of the other teams that fans should watch out for?
On the women's side, definitely Arkansas State. They've been looking pretty good. They just made a big trip up to the pre-national meet up in Terre Haute, Indiana, and they didn't look so great there. So there's some opportunities available for some other teams. Also on the women's side, I'd say Troy is a team to look out for, but we got to watch for South Alabama and Georgia State as well. Those teams will sneak up on you, and we'll see what happens as the numbers shake out. On the men's side, Texas Arlington is looking great right now. They're number 3 in their region, ahead of Texas A&M. They're a very good men's team there. And we got a young squad, and they really want to prove to the other teams that they have the ability to run well. And I think, especially on the men's side, they're ready to roll and they're ready to run well. We don't know who our top 8 is going to be. Who our top 5 is going to be. It'll shake out during the race. But Texas Arlington is definitely looking good. South Alabama and Arkansas Little Rock will be the other 2.
Okay. And we talked a little bit about this before Coach O and after Coach O, that getting to run on this course was beneficial for y'all. So that's good that you've gotten practice on it, but being at home is good for other reasons as well.
Right, absolutely. And just to touch on that course a little bit, we've made a few minor changes, and the grounds crew has done a great job at helping with the course. Like I said, they were painting the logos today. Mm-hmm. We're going to stripe the course again tomorrow. Mowing it continuously, it looks great. They've got us a bunch of turf out on some spots where we have some trouble areas where we're crossing the road. It's really great. And running that course just like we did at Coach O is going to be a fantastic advantage for them, knowing the uphills and the downhills and the different turns and everything like that. And knowing where you are in the race is always important. But for those athletes, being able to come to Trojan Center, where they go and eat every day for their banquet, go home and sleep in their own dorm room, their own apartment or house or whatever, and then wake up the next morning and not have to travel at all, no stresses of travel, flying, driving, whatever, it goes a long way. So we mentioned Texas Arlington as a school to watch out for when they're having to fly into Atlanta and then drive from Atlanta all the way to Troy. It makes a lot of difference when we can sleep in our own beds and eat in the dining hall and have everything set up like we always have it.
And once again, tell fans where and when to go for the Sun Belt Championship.
The McKinley Drive will be blocked off, so you won't be able to park at the arena, but you can park right next to the football stadium down there, and you'll see everything set up on that practice field. Women's start is at 10 a.m., men's starts at 11 a.m.
And as John said, you don't have to necessarily follow the whole course. You don't have to race along with them, but if you want to go start and finish, you can just go from one place to the other to watch.
Right. You'll see the crowd moving back and forth at a couple different places, but you can see a whole lot of the course from one area. That's a good thing because they go downhill, so you can go down and watch them down that hill. You don't necessarily have to go all the way down there, but it's good to kind of see where things are going. And we're going to have our media relations staff really working hard to make sure the fans are informed. Even if they can't see the runners, they know what's going on and know where they are in the race and who's leading and what the team scores are.
But I'm sure you're hoping for a big crowd out there to help cheer your guys across the finish line.
Absolutely. That's one of the biggest things about having a home meet, too, is being able to bring our home family here and cheer us on. So hopefully we can run as best we can with that.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and good luck coming up this week.
Thank you.
All right. Stay tuned for more coming up on It's Tea Time. Welcome back to It's Tea Time, and we're going to take our final look at Troy sports. And while the other two teams may be in their Sun Belt championships right now, volleyball team is still in the midst of their regular season. And Coach Sonny Kirkpatrick, you had kind of a tough weekend. You went to Arkansas Little Rock, had a loss there, and then had to come all the way back Sunday here for a game against Texas State. So not an easy weekend, and it was tough to get those two losses.
It was. I thought at points we played really well. It's hard to have such a road swing. And even though we played at home on Sunday, it was like being on the road after the long drive back from Little Rock. 10 and a half hours on a bus takes a little while to recover. Texas State was better on Sunday in the crucial moments than we were, and unfortunately we came out with a loss.
And then this weekend you've got two away games. You'll stay on the road, both in Louisiana, facing Lafayette on Friday, and then Louisiana Monroe on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, if there's an easy trip, we have yet to find it. We have to go to Lafayette. It's a tough place to play. It's a small gym, really loud. It's a cinder block building, similar to what we played at in Georgia Tech. So for the arena, we're kind of used to it. We'll go down there and get a practice and a half in before we play. And, it's always good to get on the road and try to shake some bad memories. So, last time we were down there, we had a really nightmare trip. And hopefully we can get down there and play well and try to get a win in conference.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Bentley about this as well, but it just seems like for most of the teams this year in all sports that there's just so much parity. Is that something you noticed as well?
Oh, it's tremendously balanced throughout the league. If you look at it, we're tied for 7th right now. But if we score 6 more points, we could be in 4th or 3rd. So, it's an incredibly balanced league. Western Kentucky lost to Lafayette earlier in the year. Lafayette's been an up and down team. When they play really well. When they don't play, they don't play well. We're going in just kind of focusing on what we need to do to win from our side. And we played them earlier in the year, played really well against them and beat them in 3. We don't expect it to be that easy going down there.
Right.
We expect them to be ready for us, have a little bit of revenge on their minds. But, the league itself is incredibly tight. A win this weekend could move us up into 4th. So, we've got a good weekend ahead of us, and we're only focusing on Lafayette right now.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck this coming up weekend, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Jonathan.
All right, and stay tuned and be back with us next week for more It's Tea Time.